Welcome back to the channel. Today we're breaking down on a fascinating chess battle, move by move, mistake by mistake, and moment by moment. Now, Praggnanandhaa opens with a4, the king pawn thrusting forward like a spear, immediately staking central claim and announcing aggressive intentions. Vizach responds c5, choosing the Sicilian defense, counterattacking the center from the flank and promising imbalance from the very first exchange. Praggnanandhaa develops nf3, supporting the f5 square and preparing rapid piece coordination toward the center and king side. Vizach plays e6, reinforcing d5 control, keeping structure flexible and calmly preparing a solid yet counterpunching setup. Praggnanandhaa brings out nc3, adding pressure on d5 and f4, pieces flowing smoothly into active pose. Vizach answers with a6, a classic Sicilian move, preventing nb5 and quietly hinting at future queenside expansion. Praggnanandhaa advances f4, immediately questioning queenside plans and fixing the pawn structure before black can react. Vizach develops qe7, supporting central breaks and aligning the queen with the c-file for future operation. Praggnanandhaa plays b2, choosing a flexible development, prioritizing king safety and long-term maneuvering. Vizach brings out n6, developing naturally and increasing central influence with calm confidence. Praggnanandhaa castles 0-0, king secured, rook activated, and the opening phase nearing completion. Vizach responds nf6, reinforcing central squares and preparing to castle without delay. Praggnanandhaa chooses d3, supporting the e4 pawn and keeping the central structure compact and resilient. Vizach develops b7, completing kingside development and clearing the way for castling. Praggnanandhaa plays h3, a prophylactic move, preventing pins and giving the king luft for later middle game battles. Vizach castles 0-0, king steps into safety, rooks connected, and both sides ready for real combat. Praggnanandhaa develops b3, pointing towards cf5 and fr, subtly increasing pressure on black's queenside. Vizach answers 6, reinforcing the center and preparing potential pawn breaks under controlled conditions. Praggnanandhaa places qd2, connecting rooks and hinting at future kingside or central plan. Vizach plays a8, contesting the open file early and lining heavy pieces against the center. Praggnanandhaa activates bf4, improving the bishop and eyeing dix, immediately testing black's structure. Vizach jumps nb4, a knight leap into the heart of white's camp, attacking pieces and forcing concrete decision. Praggnanandhaa retreats nhd21, an unusual but careful regrouping, preserving material and preparing future reroutes. Vizach strikes with f5, locking the center and claiming space, declaring the middle game has begun. Praggnanandhaa responds bj5, pinning the knight and increasing tactical tension on the king side. Vizach calmly plays b6, breaking the pin and reinforcing central control without hesitation. Praggnanandhaa captures bxf6, giving up the bishop pair to remove a defender and slightly weaken black's structure. Vizach recaptures bxf6, keeping material balance and trusting solidity over bishop pair consideration. Praggnanandhaa retreats bg4, activating the remaining bishop and maintaining pressure across key diagonals. Vizag plays q7, stepping out of potential tactics and reinforcing the f5 pawn firmly. Praggnanandhaa strikes bx6, exchanging bishop for central pawn structure damage, the first clear structural blow. Vizag responds fx6, accepting doubled pawns but opening files and lines for active piece play. Praggnanandhaa repositions net2, preparing knight reroutes and supporting future kingside operations. Vizag develops bg5, activating the dark-squared bishop aggressively and immediately questioning white's setup. Praggnanandhaa retreats q2, calmly sidestepping pressure while keeping flexibility intact. Vizag pulls back ng6, consolidating after the knight's excursion and reinforcing central squares. Praggnanandhaa plays nf3, centralizing the knight and improving overall piece coordination. Vizag retreats bh6, preserving the bishop and maintaining control over important dark squares. Praggnanandhaa advances key3, reinforcing the center and preparing potential queenside or central expansion. Vizag plays raysite, rook slides into the open file, pressure on the c-file begins to build. Praggnanandhaa plays qct2, queen steps to safety, while reinforcing the center and quietly eyeing kingside coordination. Vizag answers our fight, rook slides toward the king, hinting at pressure on the f-file and future defensive resources. Praggnanandhaa reroute nh2, a slow maneuver, preparing eng4 or f3 support as the middle-game tension deepens. Vizag plays rf7, doubling rooks defensively, bracing for central or kingside breakthroughs. Praggnanandhaa advances g3, strengthening dark squares and preparing a solid kingside structure for long-term attack. Vizag mirrors with g6, reinforcing king safety and keeping bishops flexible behind the pawn shield. Praggnanandhaa brings kg-to, stepping the king off the back rank and trusting his structure completely. Vizag strikes with d5, a central pawn break, challenging white's setup and demanding immediate clarity. Praggnanandhaa responds h4, ignoring the center briefly, signaling aggressive intentions on the kingside flank. Vizag jumps na5, attacking the queen on c4 ideas and gaining queenside counterplay tempo. Praggnanandhaa plays radon, rook centralizes, reinforcing d5 pressure against black's pawn mass. Vizag answers rc fight, rooks double menacingly, central tension escalating fast. Praggnanandhaa jumps, jn4, knight lunges forward aggressively, eyeing e5 and f6 weaknesses. Vizag retreats bj7, consolidating calmly and covering critical dark squares near the king. Praggnanandhaa captures x5, opening the center at the right moment, changing the position's character. Vizag recaptures x5, restoring material balance while central tension remains unresolved. Praggnanandhaa plays ne3, knight blocks lines and targets d5, preparing further central pressure. Vizag pushes d4, gaining space and cramping white's minor pieces with a firm pawn wedge. Praggnanandhaa jumps in a5. A knight lands powerfully on an outpost, attacking queen and central pawns. Vizach responds key a6, meeting the threat directly and stabilizing under pressure. Praggnanandhaa advances c4, undermining black's pawn chain and intensifying the central struggle. Vizach retreats b6, preserving the bishop and guarding key defensive square. Praggnanandhaa retreats Endgame, a quiet regrouping, planning a fresh knight route toward the king's side. Vizach plays n6, reinforcing the center and preparing flexible redeployment. Praggnanandhaa centralizes qa2, connecting rooks and aligning pieces for the next phase. Vizach jumps na5, again harassing the queen and pushing queenside activity. Praggnanandhaa slides qc2, calmly maintaining balance and refusing unnecessary complications. Vizach plays qa6, centralizing the queen and coordinating rooks defensively. Praggnanandhaa doubles with Redione, rooks align on the e-file, central control tightening. Vizach retreats bg7, regrouping defensively as white's initiative grows. Praggnanandhaa swings re4, rook lift signals aggressive multi-directional pressure. Vizach pulls back n6, consolidating and reducing immediate tactical threats. Praggnanandhaa repositions qa2, maintaining flexibility and keeping pressure without overextending. Vizach jumps na7, challenging white's strong knight and aiming for simplification. Praggnanandhaa captures nix7, forcing exchanges and momentarily exposing black's king. Vizach recaptures qa7, queen takes back, material even but momentum, favoring white. Praggnanandhaa reroutes nh3, knight heads toward f2 and gi5, attack slowly brewing. Vizach plays h6, creating luft and preventing future piece intrusions. Praggnanandhaa advances b3, stabilizing the queen side and limiting counterplay. Vizach plays key d6, queen centralizes defensively, bracing for the coming storm. Praggnanandhaa pushes fa4, increasing kingside tension and clearly signaling an aggressive transition into the decisive middle game phase. Vizach responds qb6, counterattacking the queenside and forcing Praggnanandhaa to maintain defensive awareness. Praggnanandhaa retreats qd1a, calmly securing the queen while preserving full attacking coordination. Vizach slides kg8, centralizing the queen and applying pressure across multiple files simultaneously. Praggnanandhaa repositions Rione, reinforcing the e-file and preparing further piece coordination. Vizach plays re8, contesting the e-file and bracing for direct confrontation. Praggnanandhaa steps ka8, improving king's safety and avoiding potential tactical checks. Vizach doubles with rfa7, reinforcing central defense under increasing pressure. Praggnanandhaa advances h5, gaining space and prying open kingside pawn structure. Vizach retreats Kugilense, maintaining central coverage and defending critical entry squares. Praggnanandhaa captures Ixg knights, opening the H-file and weakening black's kingside pawn shield. Vizach recaptures Qh 9s, eliminating the pawn while keeping queens active defensively. Praggnanandhaa centralizes Qf3, coordinating pressure against kingside weaknesses with precise intent. Vizach retreats Qd6, consolidating defensively and limiting immediate tactical threats. Praggnanandhaa thrusts 5, breaking central resistance and increasing attacking momentum. Vizach retreats R5, reinforcing the king side and protecting critical defensive squares. Praggnanandhaa advances G4, expanding aggressively and fixing black's kingside structure. Vizach plays Bf6, improving defense and contesting important dark squares near the king. Praggnanandhaa steps Kd-T2-0, calmly improving king placement while maintaining attacking pressure. Vizach plays Qb6, renewing queenside activity and attacking potential weaknesses. Praggnanandhaa retreats Kuda-away, keeping the queen safe and coordination intact. Vizach activates G7, bringing another rook into kingside defense. Praggnanandhaa centralizes Kf-one, connecting king and rook for endgame stability. Vizach plays Qb4, pressuring queenside pawns and creating tactical distractions. Praggnanandhaa responds Qec2, defending accurately and neutralizing the queenside threat. Vizach steps Kf-7, activating the king to support defensive coordination. Praggnanandhaa plays Qbt2, targeting queenside pawns and tying black's pieces down. Vizach doubles with Rf gate, reinforcing the G-file under sustained pressure. Praggnanandhaa maneuvers Nf2, improving piece coordination for the next operation. Vizach activates Rj5, seeking counterplay and tactical chances. Praggnanandhaa repositions Qc2-2, calmly controlling key squares and reducing counterplay. Vizach plays Re8, maintaining activity and defending critical lines. Praggnanandhaa maneuvers Nh3, preparing tactical ideas against the king side. Vizach plays Qc, attacking, creating complications in the center. Praggnanandhaa captures Ing-5, removing an important defender and forcing structural chain. Vizach recaptures Hxeg5, restoring material balance, while the game officially ends here. That's the game. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next battle. Nindanino, Igayes Yejesuda, Dadao Lai, Lord Nashid.